Hello and welcome, beautiful soul family, to the Soul to Soul Conversations podcast. I am Caroline Crawford and this is the energetics update for February 2026. So I hope you're doing well. It's been, I would say, a very good start to the year for myself and Paul. And there's been lots of things taking place and happening. I felt really empowered and really kind of stepped up into that, where sometimes I can be a little bit, not introvert, but I just hold back a bit. But I think due to the community that we are such a lovely part of here in Sarasota, they're very inspiring, and that just helps us to really open up more and flourish more, with a lot more of our empowerment really coming online. So I hope you're feeling that. I know there's a kind of difference in energies, as there always is. I know I had a call from a very dear friend in England earlier this week, and she was saying that, oh gosh, how are things there? Isn't good. I said, I don't know what you mean. Things are fine here. I know that there is a lot going on out there in the outside world. And actually, before I get in more into it, Jarama, who I had a conversation with, which is Paul's collective consciousness, his team of higher conscious beings that work through us and have been giving us, that channel through Paul, such wise teachings and guidance for over 30 years now. And they suggested that I did touch on the subject with us all about distractions again. So not being distracted by, what we're hearing in the outside world, what's being fed to us, what they outside want us to believe. And I know there is a lot of chaos going on. But remember, if we focus on that and we put our attention there, and I know many of you know this, that we're feeding that. And then if we feed it, it grows and it gets bigger. So it's really important not to get lost in that chaos and in those distractions. I had another friend say to me, oh, but there's going to be these earthquakes, oh, there's going to be this, oh, I said, right, even if they do take place, us being, fearful and anxious and panicking is certainly not going to help the situation. It certainly isn't going to help anyone, let alone ourselves. So the main thing is to just stay calm, to stay grounded. And as I've said for many, many times now, focus on how that makes you feel, how that makes your frequency feel. Do things that you're watching or listening to. Ask yourself, is this making me feel good? Is this making me feel happy? Is this making me feel curious about things? Is it uplifting me? Is it expanding my frequency and my understanding? And if it is, good, then continue. But if it's something that really makes you feel down, makes you feel anxious, even makes you feel angry, then especially things that are very divisive, whether it's left, right, up, down, whatever it is, it's then important that you step away from that, because what's important is our sovereignty. And part of that sovereignty, one of the main things in our sovereignty is the choices we make and being very conscious of those choices. So, you can choose fear and anxiety and doubt and worry, or you can choose love. You can choose positivity. You can choose inspiration. You can choose laughter. And ask yourself, is this expanding my energy or is it contracting my energy? And then you have the choice to nourish and nurture yourself. So that's a little piece on distractions. Just be very aware of that. And don't share things that make you feel anxious, because that's just, again, feeding into it and expanding that field of that. Share things that are inspirational, that are funny, that are loving, that are that are mind expanding. And in that way, that's going up into the collective, and it's helping all of us. Particularly on days if you're feeling a bit low, then just go to your inner self, to that heart, and give yourself that extra hug and that extra bit of love. So the February energies we are so now moving away from this clearing and shedding aspect that we've been releasing so much, clearing that away, and we're moving into a more freedom of movement, a movement forward with openings and choices becoming much easier, almost as though, you know, when I was writing my little notes, I had this vision of like climbing out this mud pool, and it was such an effort, and we'd be in, you know, everything was hard and we're dragging through. But now as we got out of that, it's much easier ground, and it moves faster, and we can move freer, so we can charge, if you like, forwards. And this is what February is bringing. And particularly with each week of February, that is going to be becoming much more a part of our lives, much more freer, much more dynamic, much more movement there, and lighter. Emotionally, this portal we are in now, this Aquarian portal, can feel a lot more like an unveiling of the past, an unveiling of things that may have felt heavy or dramatic, and they're now feeling much lighter and therefore much less dramatic, much more thoughtful, much more conscious, and much more calming and much more strengthening. So, and as we feel and experience these veils that are being removed, we can then witness things more easily with a sense of neutrality, rather than getting pulled into the drama or pulled into that heaviness or that effort. So this neutrality is helping us also to feel less attached to things and more focused on what we want, where we're heading towards. And through February, relationships with others and identities can be assessed more clearly through a new perspective, like a brighter inner lens, because as we've done all this clearing and all this inner work and all this shedding, it's bringing us a lighter view and a clearer view of the issues that matter in your life, that matter in our lives. So we have this clearer view of what we want to move towards and what works for us. So it's really like heralding in these lighter feelings and allowing yourself in that to be more of who you truly are, to be the more authentic you. And I think, and you'll agree, when we're more authentic, it just feels so much better, doesn't it? We're not trying to prove or justify anything. We just feel that's our truth. It might not be somebody else's, but that feels true for us. And then other people feel that. And again, that is then moving into the collective and helping us as a whole. So the February aspects are also offering us the freedom to feel less heavy and less burdened, if you like. But there could, alongside that, maybe you may have some feelings of a little sadness or grief around aspects of yourself that you have outgrown, that you have let go of. But along that, there's also this lovely kind of anticipation and feeling of excitement for what you're sensing is ahead. That sense of these new possibilities and these opportunities that you will be picking up on, because as our energy field is clearing, we're able to take a much better reading, let's put it that way, and then we're feeling it. It may not have always materialized yet, but we're feeling that in our energy field. We're feeling it around us. So again, it really inspires, as this veil's dissolving, inspires us to a more easy forward movement with less distortion. also with this heightened energy and this stronger energy, you may still at times have some physical symptoms. I know I get a lot of tones in my ears. Sometimes people say they experience buzzing or a pressure in the head or behind the nose. And again, there can be this instant fatigue and then feeling maybe a bit restless or a surge of energy. And all this is really just our nervous systems are learning to recalibrate, if you like, and adjusting to carry more energy of this higher and stronger current that's coming in. And it's all part of us, raising our frequency and bringing online more of our true selves, of our higher selves. So the body is really at this time, I would say, learning how to hold that greater speed, that greater dynamic energy. So it's important still to rest when you need to hydrate lots, really good pure quality water. I'm drinking all the time, and to nourish yourselves and in a way that really you enjoy. You have to enjoy these things, don't we? So time in stillness, time in nature, particularly by the water, because, we're learning so much more about these codes and these energies that are in the water. And I'm still energizing and blessing everything I eat and drink. That's another good thing. But being in nature, getting in the sun that's carrying through these light codes and frequencies to assist us also. But relaxation, have your stillness and have your downtime. So all of this is building towards this solar eclipse and coupled simultaneously with the new year on February the 17th, which opens this first of the eclipse corridor. And at the same time, as I say, it's moving into this Chinese New Year, the year of the fire horse, which I am very much looking forward to. Those of you that know me well know I have a great love for horses. I had horses a lot of my life, and even the last beautiful big mare I had, Tetley, she often comes in with healing with me and working in the field. And they are such wise beings, and they love that forward movement. So we move into this year of the horse. And with these eclipses also, eclipses kind of reset timelines as well. And this particular eclipse is like an ignition key. And the weeks prior to that, so from now leading up to the 17th, there will still be some little shredding away and that heavy, outdated energy, if you like, of any old emotional patterns, any outgrown mental beliefs, any kind of clutter that we need to go away is being burnt away. And that it's almost like that fire horse will be that final flame to help really set that ablaze and alight, so we can leave it behind us, because we don't want to carry anything that is not conscious for us, that isn't helpful to us. We do not want to carry anything that is not going to be helpful to us. So that's really important, that anything that is not important to us will fall away. And I feel that this fire of the fire horse come February 17th is going to be a really good catalyst for that. So I'd say hold on to your horses. So throughout February, you will notice a shift, not only from the shedding, but also this processing so we're ready to act. Decisions will feel easier, and because energy really wants that motion now, it wants that forward motion. So take time up to the 17th to really listen, to really release, to be honest with yourselves for that reset. Because the fire horse, as it comes in, it will help you feel that at that time now, you kind of hit the ground running, that movement is there. So that's a lot about the February energies. I'm also now going to call in my team to see what they would like to share with us and for their lovely guidance and wisdom. Hello and greetings, our dear sisters and brothers. As always, we are so delighted to have this opportunity to be with you and share with you. We love the feeling of the energies of this greater force field now that surrounds your planet, that is really saturating every one of you now. And as our dear sister says, your nervous systems may at times feel very edgy or feel very restless. So really listen and take that time to have that closer relationship and that deeper relationship with yourselves. You are all now expanding so exponentially, as this energy that comes in is at times may be a little bit disconcerting, but on the whole, many of you are very joyous about what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, how your own abilities to have that insight into many different timelines. And many of you are experiencing different timelines in a short space of time. And this is because as these energies are burning away, this old matrix, this old system that is in almost full collapse now. In one respect it is, but in other timelines it is just that tail end of working out these old systems that are no longer necessary and never have been necessary. But in a way, you have all grown and learned through so much of the challenges you have been through in the last few generations. But as your soul incarnated, it was very aware of what lies ahead on this physical plane. And so many of you star seeds that are here now are also, shall we say, of a slight hybrid nature. Some of you are of human consciousness. Many of you are, of course, of human consciousness. But you also carry those seeds of your star family, your star planet within you. And this is now being activated and awakened so much further afield, all around your world. This is why many of you are now starting to feel an excitement and anticipation in what is to come. And yes, through this month, there will be leaps forward. But we would say the next 3 years are such an exciting time for planting and resetting and rebirthing these higher dimensional energies. And we're going to say beyond the 5th dimension. Yes, dear ones, beyond the 5th dimensional energies. Many of you now are also tapping in and harnessing the 6th, 7th and 8th dimensional energies, and some even further. But not to worry if you feel, I haven't felt that, because a lot of you remember, you are all at different stages of your soul growth, and you may well have been feeling and experienced this in your dream time. But the more that this year moves forward, you will definitely feel further and more of these times becoming a part of your life. And we would also say to remember the importance of sharing your experiences. The shadow side of life is, I would say, we would say, is such a smaller part of your world now. But in acknowledging these shadow parts, bringing them into the light, this is how they are transmuted and transformed. So there have been still many, shall we say, disclosures and things coming to light. And although it seems chaotic, we know that you understand that in order for that change to accelerate further the things that are not acceptable in human life, the things that are not acceptable in life anywhere, must be seen in the light, blessed by the light and transmuted. So everyone and everything is raising and a part of this higher frequency, this greater bandwidth, so you can all live with such greater unity and joy and prosperity. Yes, we have also been asked to just touch lightly on, as our sister said, not to be caught up in the distractions. There is more open contact coming with off-planet beings, particularly this year and moving into the following year, 2027. And some of you are already aware of this, particularly those of you that have psychic abilities, advanced spiritual abilities, are channelers, are mediums, are intuitives. You're already having that contact, but this is going to grow. So these higher wisdoms of these other civilizations that love humanity so much, and they know that as in part of the whole cosmos, the whole existence, that planet Earth, Gaia and humanity needs to be a stronger link in that chain, or desires to be a stronger link in that chain. And this is what has been taking place in the last 15, 20 years or so, even beyond that. So don't be distracted by any fear-mongering or any illusions, because if it is brought into your media, pay it no attention. The beings that love you and that wish to assist with this ascension process, to work with you, to work for you, are nothing more or nothing less than benevolent beings of light. So be open, and if you desire to contact with them, to have that communication, speak it out loud, especially as you go into your dream time. Welcome, invite, ask with greatest respect, because they are all around you, far more than you realize, and they are helping you with your own self-realization. But part of you, part of many of you, carries that same energy, that same DNA that is coming online as humanity grows and expands. So listen to yourselves. Be discerning what is truth, what is fear, what is illusion, what is honesty. And know that that truth is within you. And as you resonate with that truth, you are strengthening yourselves and the further afield into the collective. And we will say also, dear ones, to share your experiences with however strange or weird and wonderful your communications, your dream times may be. And this we know is already taking place, sharing within your communities. And keep this up, because this beautiful support you offer one another can only add to strengthening who you are, and this waterfall of energy that is cascading to move everything up and up and up. There are so many other beings, particularly Pleiadians, Arcturians and Andromedans and Syrians, that all are so joyously looking forward to having a greater interaction with you. So be at peace with that. Be excited by that, as excited as we are. Many of you have come on board with us on our ships, and we want to bring this more into the open now, so you can become comfortable with that. So, dear ones, take the time to continue really expanding your consciousness through your meditations, but also through your fun times, because joy opens you up. Joy brings in that highest energy. It's one of those higher frequencies along with love and authenticity. So don't allow the fear to pull you in. Don't get attached to any one thing. Remain your beautiful multi-dimensional selves and let that carry you forwards in to this dynamic year of the fire horse with great courage, with great expectation, with great joy, and with great dynamism. And we are all here with you. So ignore the fear-mongering, ignore that. If you feel you want to be aware of it in your stronger times, and then send light to wherever you feel there is a desire for more light to come into those areas where there is darkness. But know, as we have mentioned before, the light has won. This is going to be a fascinating year for many of you and for us. And together, remember, we are one. We are one, and the light has won. Take this into your dream time. Take this into your life. Be the light that you are, and continue to shine ever more brightly like a beacon for those around you. You are stronger than your sun when you are in your full power. So stand in your power. Be consistent with your dedication to your sacred ceremonies, to your meditations, and, as we say, to having fun. We will leave it there for you now, dear sisters and brothers, dear family of light. Know we are always with you. You are never alone. You only have to call on us, and we are right there. We love you. Love who you are, and let that love expand you further. Blessings and so much love for now. Goodbye, dear ones. So, I never know what they're going to offer us, but yes, Paul and I have been having lots of conversations about more contact with these higher dimensional beings, and they remind us that part of us is a higher dimensional being, because we are holographic in nature. There's part of our souls that all of our soul is so beautiful, but part of that lovely facet of us is resonating at such a higher frequency, and we're just bringing that in. Now these veils have been removed and lifted, so it's much easier for that energy to penetrate within us. So it's very excited. I hope you can feel that. Good. Okay, so remember to stay calm and stay grounded. Enjoy being who you are. And the little question I'd like to ask you, before I go, I was told to remind you that if any of you feel you're in need of a little bit more healing, I offer remote healing. We can do it through Zoom. If you're not close to Sarasota, I'm a Reiki master. I offer angelic healing, spiritual healing, and light language, which really enhances all the healing to support your body, your emotions, and on a deeper soul level. Alongside that, as you probably know, I offer intuitive readings and mentoring and mediumship. So you can contact me through my website, which is www.carolinecrawford.org, where you will find all the contact details, and it's so easy to contact me. So keep taking them small steps, feeling into that inner wisdom that's always there alongside your star family, your galactic family, the angelics, and so much more. So the question, I will get to that, sorry, is which or what things do you find really expand your energy? What things do you find and enjoy uplift your energy or calm you? Let's get a little shower of comments going in the comments down below if you're watching on YouTube, and take all my love. So please remember to like and subscribe to this video. Please share it with like-minded friends or groups. I love you with all my heart. Have a great month, and I will be back with Paul with Soul to Soul Conversations in a couple of weeks. Take care. I love you. Namaste.